Hey guys, how's it going? So today I am going to do a first impression reviews of a game called Disciples Liberation. But before I even get into the game, this is something that I do not like. Obviously, in all of my review videos, I tell you guys what I like, what I don't like, and this is something that I do not like. When you run the game through Steam, normally the game would start, but it seems that this game uses a third-party launcher, and if you play multiplayer you have to log in through the third-party launcher. I don't believe that you need to log in if you're gonna play single player, but the game does have multiplayer and you need to log in through the third-party launcher in order to do that. And even just to run the game you need to go through the third-party launcher, but you don't need to log in. And then there's a whole bunch of ads here for games that I don't care about, so built-in ads, and you have to run the game through a third-party launcher, which is something that I do not like at all. That is the first bad thing that we see about this game today. So let's see how long it takes to actually launch the game. Okay, so after clicking run on Steam and then clicking run on the launcher, it takes about 15 seconds to launch the game. So finally we are in the game, and we can start our review. So as always with all of my first impression reviews, I've never played the game before. I'm gonna play the game for a couple of hours, and when I am satisfied that I have my opinion formed on the game, whether it's bad or good, I will then give you my final opinion and give you a breakdown of why I think the game is good or bad. As always, you can simply skip to the last 10 minutes or so of the video if you only want to hear what I think about the game. So if you are in a hurry, simply skip to the last 10-15 minutes of the game, and you can simply cut down the video to that last 10-15 minutes, whatever. So we will run the game on 1440p as always, since I record at 1440p. My monitor actually runs at 2K, but I record at 1440p. Let's see the mouse. Okay, I almost wanted to think that this thing is the actual indicator of up and down, but it seems it's not. That whole bar is the indicator. It's a little bit weird. Little bit counterintuitive, to be honest, but okay, that's the way they went. So we will run the game high, ultra, image sharpening, I'm not a fan of that. Additional visual effects, yeah, that's fine. VSync, that's fine. They don't give you an option to change your frame rate. That's something that is really quite important in a game. And there's literally no frame rate options here. You can't set the frame rate to 30, 60, 120, 144 or uncapped. Nothing like that. So that's a pretty big omission already right from the start. But yeah, otherwise everything seems good. I don't see any visual impairment aids like colorblind options or anything like that. So that is a problem. If you are colorblind, either red, green or blue colorblind, you are going to have a problem with this game. So it's a little bit inconsiderate of the devs to not think about disabilities like that, since quite a lot of people do have visual problems. But okay, that's fine. A couple of missing options, like I say, the colorblind and the frame rate is the two biggest ones, but okay, let's jump into the game. So you get story, normal, hard, brutal. It does not tell you what actually happens, which is a problem. If you go over here to the systems tab and then to gameplay, over here it actually tells you. So over here you can see this is what I want to see when selecting a difficulty. They must be very precise about what actually changes. So on brutal, the enemies aren't any smarter or anything like that. They simply deal more damage and have more health. And then on hard it's the same. Normal is obviously normal. That should be the base setting. And then story obviously is easier, where the enemies have 25% less health and deal 25% less damage as well. So normal should be fine. We will play the game on normal, but the problem is they show you the breakdown over here, but not over here. Okay, I actually clicked on on story. I didn't want to do that, so I'm just quickly gonna restart. Okay, so we will go new game and normal. I also don't like the fact that there's no confirmation right here. Usually you should at least be given a confirmation, but the real issue here is that they don't show you the percentages of what the actual difficulty does. In the system menu they do, but not over here, which doesn't make sense.
It is a time between times. For epochs, Nevendar's disciples have been victims of the winds of divinity. The people suffer, they fight, they die and are reborn to fight and die again. But the era of gods is ending. Their twin chains of chaos and cruelty will break. Fearing the dawn of this final age, the people turn to their gods once more. They find no answers. Fear becomes paranoia, paranoia becomes rage, and rage brings war with it. But war cannot stop the liberation of Nevendar. Even now, its unlikely savior awakens to her fate. What she does next will shape the future of the world.
I do like the cinematics. Okay, so I just got interrupted, but I just paused the game. As you guys saw there at the side, I got a whole bunch of stuff. Now, this is the next thing that I don't like. I hate pay-to-win games. Any game that has pay-to-win, I almost always already give it a not recommended. Now, this game is pay-to-win. If you buy the deluxe edition on Steam, the base edition costs $40. I think the deluxe edition is like $50 or $60, something like that. But with the deluxe edition, you actually get pay-to-win stuff. As you guys saw there at the side, I got equipment, I got resources, gold, stone, wood, iron, skill points. I even got skill points, 5 skill points, just because I have the deluxe edition. So that's pay to win. There's no two ways about it. I got an advantage over a normal player that didn't buy the deluxe edition, simply because I spent more money. That is the definition of pay to win. So the game is pay to win, and we will take that into consideration with our final opinion, but already that is not good. Pay to win does not belong in a game that you pay up front for. Pay to win in a free-to-play game can be excused because the developers have to make money somehow. Obviously, skins and cosmetics are the preferable way to make money in a free-to-play game, but pay to win to a certain extent in a free-to-play game is acceptable, but it is completely unacceptable in a game that already costs $40, and then if you pay $50, you get an advantage. That's not good at all. Even in a single player game, it doesn't matter. Single player pay to win or multiplayer pay to win, it's the same thing. You're still getting an advantage over someone who did not spend that money.
Ori, you alright?
Okay, so they're not gonna go to the next thing automatically. I don't like that. I want them to go to the next thing automatically. The problem is that if they don't go to the next thing automatically, then I, as a player, have to click each time. And since it is voiced, there's no reason to not go to the next thing. It's not like I need to read that, you know. So I want them to go to the next thing, because each time that I realize, oh, I have to click, that breaks my immersion. And immersion is very important when you're playing a game. If you're not immersed into the game, you're not going to enjoy the game, especially a role-playing game like this, an RPG. So each time that I have to move my mouse and click over there, it breaks my immersion, it breaks my role-playing in the game, and it makes the game worse. So that's a problem. The fact that they don't automatically go to the next thing is an immersion breaker.
What? Oh, Avi, I thought you were a church guard.
I don't know what's worse, your snoring or this stench. How can you sleep down here?
I can sleep and drink anywhere. It's a gift. What time is it?
Okay, so the voice sync is quite terrible. That's something that we should note. It's rather terrible.
Just past twilight. The priest's holy hands have gone, leaving 3 unaccounted for that I've seen.
By the way, I should point out that the studio behind this game has never made a game like this. Like, they've made 2 platformer games and like almost a side-scroller game. They've never made a game like this. A TRPG, CRPG game. They've never made a game like this. So this is their first attempt at a game like this. So I'm really a little bit dubious about whether they can pull it off. You know, obviously with a game like Divinity Original Sin, you know that Divinity Original Sin 2 is going to be really, really good, because the developers were able to learn from all of the mistakes that they made in Divinity Original Sin 1. And by the same logic, Divinity Original Sin 3 is going to be even better. And so this game is the first game, the first foray into this genre of games that these developers have done. So the chances of it being very, very good are not very high, because literally they've never made a game of this type. So I just wanted to point that out to you guys with regards to the developers.
Right. Well, how are we going to do this?
Okay, dialogue choices. Obviously, usually in an RPG there are different dialogue choices. Whether they make a difference or not is about a 50-50. Some games the choices actually make a difference, and about 50% of the other games they don't make a difference, but they still allow you to choose stuff, you know. It's like in Mass Effect. In Mass Effect, you can choose a lot of dialogues, but they do nothing. Only a small percentage of the dialogue in Mass Effect actually changes the game and changes how characters react to you and all that kind of stuff. So you decide what Aviana says. By the way, Aviana is our character, and it should also be noted that we did not get a choice. So it's a female-only protagonist. There's no male-female choice. There's no character creator, nothing like that, which is a little bit disappointing in an RPG, to be honest. You decide what Aviana says to other characters. Each choice has an icon that will give a clue about what Aviana might say next. Ask a question, attempt to be romantic, stop the conversation and attack, offer to let the other character join your cause, attempt to scorn, yell, intimidate, or threaten another character, reason with, console, compliment, or be kind. Choose an unpredictable Aviana-like line that does not fit into the above scenarios, or a lie. The success of the lie is not guaranteed. Choices can have a major impact on the story and the ending of the game. There are no bad choices, though. Feel free to roleplay Aviana as you wish. So, no bad choices. That's not something that I like. I want there to be bad choices. I want the game to feel real. I mean, in real life, if you say fuck your mother in real life to someone, then you are not going to get the same reaction from the person as what you would if you had given them a gift. So I want the game to have bad choices, you know? So I don't like that very much. It almost makes me feel as if the dialogue choices are not going to impact the game, because if there's no bad choices, then the game feels a little bit, or the game dialogue choices system feels a little bit useless, you know? So me as a player normally would play nice. I would do the Halo, and I would do the plus, obviously. So we're gonna do the plus a lot because we want more characters in our team, and we will do the Halo. We're gonna try to stay away from the devil horns, and I don't know what this one will actually do. Choose an unpredictable Anna-like line that does not fit into the above scenarios. I don't know. That's a little bit weird, but we will see. But yeah, I'm gonna do the plus a lot.
Kill the priest, I mean.
So there's also no way to see the previous dialogue. So if you are the kind of person who skips through dialogue, then you are going to not at all be able to see what the characters said. So that's what I said about the developers being like having this game be their first RPG game. That's very important to be able to see what was said. They did not consider at all that people would just skip all of the dialogue. So if you had skipped all of the dialogue, if you're that kind of player, and a lot of players are that kind of player, then you would have no idea what he just said, because you can't go back at all. There's no history of the conversation that was said, nothing like that. So that's another pretty big omission in an RPG game, to be honest. Okay, so kill the priest. Do we want to kill the priest or don't we want to kill the priest? I have some questions.
I need to talk this out first.
Of course.
What are we doing?
Let's go over what we know so far.
Smart. We're mercenaries. I'm your best friend, Orion.
Stop joking, Ori.
Sorry, but what is there to say? All I know is the contract to kill the priest pays more than we'd make in a lifetime, and now we're in the sewers under his church waiting for the guards to go to sleep.
What do we know about this priest?
Let's see. Sebastian, enemy of the Vale and Empire, has taken his royal guard and
Occupied.
Right. Has taken his royal guard and occupied the sacred church of Saint Darchild. Well, he sure sounds evil enough.
I'm always coming up with the plans. It wouldn't kill you to think of one once in a while.
My plan is to follow your lead. That's been my plan since we were kids. Hasn't failed me yet. Fine, fine. I guess I could distract the guards while you go for the priest.
There's only one way to do this right.
Agreed. What is it?
Well, if you think about it logically, if you don't kill everyone, then you're missing out on experience, because every person that you kill will give experience and loot. So by going the stealthy option and only killing the priest, you will be getting experience and loot from one person. Whereas if you kill everyone, you will be getting automatically more loot and more experience. And I am the type of player that hates to lose experience, quote unquote lose experience. So we will be going the kill everyone route, even though it's a bad choice, it's an evil choice. I will still be doing that because you get more loot, you get more experience.
We know the Church of St. Darchild is always guarded, even at night. We have to go in and kill everyone.
The contract didn't say anything about guards.
If they see our faces, the Empire will hunt us and our families. Ori, we have to be thorough.
Yeah, the voice sync is it's pretty terrible.
You seem nervous.
We've done a lot of contracts, but killing's never easy. So, yes, I'm nervous. Aren't you?
Regret later, act now. Of course I'm nervous. We have no choice. We're doing the right thing. I don't know about we're doing the right thing, but I'm gonna choose that because it's a good option. And like I said, I usually biased my options towards good.
The contract said this priest is as corrupt as they come. We're doing the people a favor.
We're basically heroes.
That's right. So we go in there, take care of the priest, the guards, and any other witnesses, then we get out. Simple as that.
Simple as that.
And your unit calling Orion morally grey might be an understatement, but so would be calling him loyal. So he's not loyal and he's not a good person. Growing up youngest in his large loving family, it was hard for him to leave the lows, but to stay would mean abandoning Aviana, which he'd never do. He made a pledge to get her out of trouble and into it, and it's a pledge he intends to honor until his dying breath. Okay, so you don't move around with WASD. WASD does nothing. You move around with the mouse left click. There's a little bit of stuttering just now. I don't know why that is. Okay, I does nothing on the keyboard. B spells. Learn new spells by finding scrolls. Each scroll that you find allows you to research the associated spell later. Spells can only be used by Aviana. They're divided into 4 tiers, with tier 4 being the most powerful. In order to use the most powerful skills, you will need to invest skill points into the skill tree. Spells turn the tide of battle, don't underestimate them. Okay. So there's obviously a skill tree. I can't see what is over there. Then there's Twilight skills, Divine spells, Primal spells, and Holy spells. I don't know which I would go for. I do like the menu design. It looks nice. It's almost like you're reading a book. And also when you're moving your mouse, you can hear that page turning type sound. So it's like they made it so that it's like reading a book. Okay, so B opens the spell book. Let's have a look here. Character. This is Aviana's inventory. Here you can equip the various spoils collected during your adventure. Items are organized based on types such as helmets, weapons, and emotion shards. Each is also classified by its rarity: common, rare, epic, and legendary. Legendary items are unique and especially powerful, but also more difficult to find. Highlighting each item here will reveal its stats. Be sure to check the inventory often. Equipping the best gear is key to dominating the battlefield. Oh, I like this. I like this character preview, I guess I can say. So let's have a look at the pay-to-win items that I have. As I said, by buying the deluxe edition, you get pay-to-win items. So the game is pay-to-win, like I said. So can you actually compare the items or not? Okay, so this blade gives 7 power. Unequip it. How do we unequip it? I'm not seeing unequip here at the bottom or nothing like that. So are you telling me you literally can't unequip a weapon? Okay, apparently you can't unequip a weapon. You can only equip another one. That's already an oversight. So this one, holy shit, that's a lot more powerful. This one literally just gives 7 power. This one gives 50 power. So it's like 8 times as powerful. And it gives 15 dexterity and 15 strength and 10 critical chance. That's stupidly powerful. Like, that's hilariously powerful. I mean, that's insane. Look at that. My total power almost doubles. So literally by equipping this, by buying the deluxe edition DLC, you're like doubling your power already there. That's stupid powerful. Okay, nothing there. We get a new chest. So this gives 1 constitution by default. And this gives 20 constitution. So it's 2000% more powerful than this one. 10 physical resistance percentage, 50 HP more, and 15 initiative. So this already increases your HP by 10%, your physical damage by resistance by 10%, and your initiative by around 10% as well. So this is like stupid powerful. Let's go for this one. Yeah, this game developer did not fuck around when they did the pay-to-win stuff. And you also get a pay-to-win thing that gives you 10% more experience. So not only are you more powerful than a non-pay-to-win player, you also get 10% more experience. That's the definition of pay-to-win. And then we also get the 5 skill points that we paid for. Apparently you can pay for skill points in this game. You don't need to have skill or play the game. You simply need to pay. You earn a skill point each time you gain a level. You gain a skill point that you can invest into combat, Nephilim, or magic skill tree. After investing a certain amount of points into a skill tree, you will unlock a passive effect shown in the area of the skill tree. You also gain access to the next tier. Okay, so it goes tier 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's have a look. I like magic, I have to say. I do like magic, usually. But it really depends on the gameplay of the game. It depends on how fast mana regenerates. Some CRPGs and TRPGs only allow you to regenerate mana after combat. Mana does not regenerate during combat. You know, stuff like that would determine if magic is powerful or not. Otherwise, I would just go like a rogue type style, you know, just melee attack and that kind of stuff. And there's also Nephilim. I'm not sure what Nephilim actually does. Increased evasion. She inflicts afraid. At the end of each turn, she sends a wave of twilight energy all around her, healing allies and damaging enemies. That's pretty nice. So this is like a melee character, I would think, but it also has some magic abilities. Command the hordes, increase the HP of undead hordes by 5%. Well, where do I get the undead hordes from? Do you summon the undead hordes or what? Or is the game almost like Heroes of Might and Magic, where you can actually have groups of enemies? You know, you have one hero, but then you have a group of enemies as well. Okay, well, we're not gonna spend our 5 pay-to-win points right now. We're just gonna go on like this, because I first want to determine, by playing the game a little bit, which 3 would be the best. Spellcasting or Nephilim or combat. Also get units. Companions can equip weapons and emotion shards. Regular units can wear emotion shards only. If a unit dies, the emotion shard equipped will be returned to your inventory, so don't hesitate to equip them. You can equip units and companions by inspecting them via the squad menu. Okay, so yes, there's a lot of space for units, and you have like a formation screen over here, which you can put in 2 companions, 3 backline, and 10 frontline. Okay, so the game is basically like Heroes of Might and Magic, where you have a hero and then a whole bunch of other dudes. There's obviously going to be building and stuff like that. You can see all of my nice pay-to-win resources that I have here at the bottom. So we will use those later on when we get to the building stage and the base management stage and stuff like that. Okay, so you left click, right click doesn't do anything, so you just move with left click like this. You can zoom out a little bit, you can zoom in, not a huge amount. I would like to be able to zoom in further, but that's life. I would also like to be able to zoom out further. This isn't a whole lot of zooming out, to be honest, but okay. So we're gonna go not stealth, we're gonna go full on attack. I don't know if there's a stealth mode. I'm pressing C, but that's opening the character menu. Let's have a look here. Shift is perhaps the what do you call it? There's also no quick load option. Quick load. There's quick save, which is F5. You can't change it, but there's no quick load. So I wonder why there's no quick load. It doesn't make sense to have a quick save button, but not a quick load button. That's a little bit strange. So shift. Okay, well, I'm pressing shift and nothing's happening. So I guess we're just gonna battle them. I don't think we can do anything else. A little bit disappointing, but okay.
Impure. His eye sees all.
And there's a load screen with each and every battle. I'm not a fan of that. Units have up to 3 different types of AP. Blue can be used by a unit to move the same number of tiles as their movement stat. Red can be used by a unit to perform an ability. Yellow can be used to perform either move or an ability. Any remaining AP at the end of the unit's turn will heal that unit for a percentage of their total HP that will vary based on the difficulty setting. In addition, blue grants 20 initiative next turn, red grants protected next turn, and yellow grants both initiative and protected. Manage your AP wisely, but also pay attention to the AP of the opposing units in order to make the best tactical decisions. Okay, so you can move the screen with W, A, S, and D. Okay, so those guys are probably gonna be able to move quite a bit. So, let's wait a little bit. In turn, Orion's Cloak. Casting a blinding cloak grants stealth for 2 rounds. Deals massive damage and inflicts bleeding. Okay, we can do this.
Feel the snake's bite!
Okay, so he's stealthed. The battle begins, but the master strategist knows when to attack and when to wait. Though you expended an action point, you could have decided to wait, delaying your unit's turn until the end of the round. In that case, you allow the enemy to exhaust themselves by drawing them towards you, thus giving you a perfect opportunity to strike. You can also end a unit's turn without expending their action points, each unspent, blah blah blah. Okay, so you can also wait. I actually would have wanted to know that, but okay. In turn, let's wait. Okay, so they're waiting as well. Range 1. Okay, so I literally can't do anything right now. Okay, so let's move a little bit closer. In turn.
Pressing the enemy. Breaking the line.
Okay, so both of them have protected right now. Let's move and try for a backstab.
Feel my blades bite!
135.
Move out. I am Aviana.
There will be no surrender. We make our stand here. Feel the snake's bite! I think we're getting good at this!
Hey, he's dead.
Now you see me. There will be no surrender.
You're done. Aviana of Iliad.
Feel my blades bite! Feel the snake's bite!
Okay, so that guy can attack twice in a round.
Well, the sewers clearly aren't as safe as we thought they'd be.
We'll fight our way through, just like we planned.
Okay, so already one thing that I see that is not good from that first battle is you have 1 blue movement point, and as soon as you move one box or 10 boxes, it doesn't matter, that movement point gets consumed. So normally a good game would allow you to move, let's say, 10 boxes with that one movement point. And it doesn't matter if you move one box. If you move one box, you still have 9 boxes of movement remaining. If you move 5 boxes, you still have 5 boxes of movement remaining. If you move 7 boxes, you still have 3 movement remaining. That is the way that good games work. Now this game allows you to only move once. So if you move one box, you lose all of your movement points. If you move 5 boxes, you lose all of your movement points. If you move 10 boxes, you lose all of your movement points. So that's a very bad system already. I don't like that system at all. During that fight, some of your units lost HP. To replenish their health, you will need to either use healing spells during combat or interact with healing fountains. Healing fountains can be found all across the world, both inside and outside. While I haven't taken a lot of damage, to be honest, I might want to skip this one and then come back to it later. Okay, so what actually happened? Okay. Well, I guess let's use it, since we have to run all the way over here again. Okay, so how can I sneak attack them? I want to sneak attack them. Okay, apparently you can't sneak attack. Okay, that guy, Arcanist, that is a spellcaster, so we need to definitely take him out as quickly as possible. So we use stealth.
You mess with me.
And then move over there.
Let's move. Quickly.
Pressing the enemy. Wear them down.
Ha!
The game also stutters quite a bit. I don't know if you guys can see it, but the game is quite a bit stuttery. Do we want to focus the Arcanist or the other guy? What abilities does he have? Increases the reflex of allies. Blur grants evasive to the ally with the lowest HP. And dark missiles. I think we can go for the soldier first. The soldier does do a lot of damage, but I don't want this guy to do any kind of blurring, to be honest. So let's go for this guy first.
Feel the snake bite.
Why isn't he flanked? He should be flanked because he's surrounded.
You're mine. Let's move.
On the offensive. Feel the snake's bite. You mess with Abby, you mess with me.
So let's do a quick test. Will he be flanked if I go over here? Let's save quickly. System. Okay. So you're telling me you can't save while in combat, is that what you're telling me? Let's try F5. Did that actually do anything or not? I'm pressing F5 and I don't see anything happening. And there's also no save options in the menu. Like the save options were here, but now there's no, it's gone. So okay, apparently you can't save in combat, which is terrible. Let's see, if I go over here, you should be flanked.
I'll sneak past them.
Okay, and he's not flanked.
Face your death.
Okay, so he's not flanked right now. And then we move over here,
Now you see me.
and now he's magically flanked. So that's not good. That's a very bad flanked system. I don't think the developers know the definition of flanked, because they clearly implemented it incorrectly in this game. I also don't like the fact that you have to reset your zoom level after each and every battle. If you were completely zoomed out or completely zoomed in, the game doesn't care. They reset your zoom level, whatever you had selected before, and then you have to select it again. And that's another bad point. Does the game have a map of some kind? I'm pressing M. I'm pressing tab. Nothing is happening. Apparently we don't have a map in the dungeon. I also don't like that the dialogue that pops up here at the side isn't voiced. It should be voiced. Can we sneak attack at all? I guess not. Apparently not. These guys, let's have a look. Belching rot covers enemies with acidic bile. Inflicts poison on targets that are below 50% HP. Strikes the target with the lowest percentage of HP, dealing unholy damage. And then just a normal strike. So they are... all of their stuff is melee. They're melee through and through. I can't see if they are backline or not. Like here, you can see if my people are backline. But you can't see if they are backline or not. So that's a little bit irritating. And like I said, I don't like the fact that the game loads each time that there is a battle.
Feel my blades bite!
Moving.
Okay, let's go for this bottom one. Let me think quickly. Yeah,
I'll sneak past
move over there. then hit him.
Feel my blade fight!
Moving. I am Avian. Kill.
Feel my blade fight! You mess with Abby, you mess with me!
I'll sneak past them.
You're mine.
Feel the snake's bite! You mess with Abby, you mess with me!
You get very little experience for a battle, I have to say. It's like 7 or 8 battles that you are going to have to do before gaining an actual level. Equipment, blah blah blah. So if we press exit now, here at the bottom is the save options and all of that kind of stuff. Let's see. Okay, so we can save and then load. Autosave. So there was an autosave done 5 minutes ago. So obviously there was one done just now, literally just now, 20 seconds ago. But the last autosave was done 5 minutes ago. So the autosave system doesn't save before a battle and it doesn't save during a battle, only after a battle. So that's pretty bad, to be honest. Like, I would really want the autosave system to save before a battle, and it should allow you to save during a battle as well. So that's pretty bad. And it reset my zooming again, so I have to zoom out again. That's going to be very irritating. If you have to reset your zoom after each and every encounter, that is pretty bad, to be honest. I'd also like to point out you can't rotate the screen at all. So in a lot of games you can rotate the screen, but yeah, not in this game. You can't rotate the screen at all. This is the only view that you have from this angle. So it's already pretty clear that melee is not super good, because melee, if you're in melee combat, you can get flanked, whereas if you are not in melee combat, you won't get flanked, and flanking obviously provides a pretty big bonus. So I think I'm gonna go magic, because then I won't get flanked as much. So let's have a look here. Class, X-Blade, Ceres or Witch. So what class am I? Mercenary. I'm a mercenary class. Okay, so I bloody well hope that I can become one of these classes or whatever, so that I can get these other abilities, because if I'm gonna stay mercenary throughout the entire game, that's going to be incredibly stupid. If I'm literally kind of bottlenecked into only being able to use these abilities, that's gonna be massively stupid. Let's have a look here. The Nephilim one also seems pretty good, because like the power and resistance of all are No, the power and all resistances are increased by 5% for units who are standing at least one, beside at least one other friendly unit on the battle. That's not too bad. So if you keep your people close together, then they will get benefits. But that doesn't work very good for flanking, because you can't flank an enemy if your people are standing next to each other. You literally need to stand one guy over here, one guy over here, with the enemy in the middle. It's a very bad flanking mechanic, like I've already explained. So that ability won't get a lot of use, to be honest, since you would rather flank an enemy than have that bonus. The flanking is simply more powerful. Increases power, calls forth the power of Twilight Planes, increase in power. Command the dynasties, increase the HP of Elven units by 5%. Command the Elven Empire. Let's have a look. Increases hordes. So all of this will increase different types of enemies' power. So Undead, Legions of the Damned, Elven, and Empire. So this gives Elven units 30% more dodge. This gives them more power up to 100. This gives them power up to 100, and this one does the same as that one. So these two are literally the same, and these two are literally the same. Gain 10% critical chance. Passive abilities of Aviana now affect all allies on the battlefield. That's not too bad. Increases damage to bosses by 5%, so there's going to be boss battles. Aviana always has incorporeal in battle. It can't be removed. Okay, so what is incorporeal? I can't even see. Left clicking, right clicking doesn't do anything, so that's another pretty big problem, to be honest. You can't see what the abilities actually do. So right there it says incorporeal, but what is incorporeal? The game doesn't allow you to see. That's a pretty big oversight, like really big. Aviana gains 1 movement, and damage taken from area of effect abilities are reduced by 15%. Lowers the cooldown of ultimate abilities by 1 round for Aviana and her companions. I don't know, this doesn't seem so good. This one over here seems very good. At the end of each of Aviana's turns, she sends a wave of twilight energy all around her, healing allies and damaging enemies within 1 tile. Now, once again, right here, it doesn't say how much. That's a very big oversight. I mean, not saying how much healing or damaging happens is a pretty massive oversight. I mean, that's just stupid. Unsure, blah blah blah. She gains a chance to dodge. Now, how much chance to dodge? Like, it doesn't say. It just says she gains a chance to dodge, but not how much. Here, at least, it says Aviana and companions gain 1+ morale. But with these 2 abilities, you don't know how much is gained. That's just hilarious. Aviana increases her base HP. That's not good. For each unspent AP at the end of the turn, Aviana's initiative. I don't care about that. 20% dodge. If she lands a critical, or if an enemy lands a critical against her, okay. Critical chances increased by 5. When flanking, Aviana and her allies increase the damage they deal and all their resistances. I need more points on those before I can get those. 10 points in combat, 20 combat, 20 points in Nephilim. Okay, so you have to spend 30 points in Nephilim before you can take these passives down here. Let's have a look. Gain access to Divine Essence Tier 2, Primal Essence, Unholy Essence, draws forth the power of blah blah blah, increasing primal resistance and primal power. Increases the range of spells by 1 tile. Okay, so let's have a look which spells are the best. I got a new weapon here, but it's obviously far inferior to my current weapon. Spell book. Rain down the waters of Lifestream, healing 25% of an ally's maximum HP, grants a regen to the target. Target regains 15% of its base HP at the beginning of the turn. Okay, so that's pretty good. Takes 5 mana. I don't know how much mana I have right now. Mana 30. Okay. When did I get this ability? I don't even know. I don't think I had this ability from the beginning, did I? But anyway, let's have a look. So this is a defensive spell. Okay, I'm gonna spend a little bit of time just reading all of this. I'm not gonna bore you guys with that, so I'm just gonna pause quickly and rejoin you guys in a second. Okay, so here is one spell that I saw while reading that demonstrates how important it is for the developers to not starve you of information. They starve you of information in this game. So this is an ability that shoots a line in a line. So it's like 5 boxes of length that this ability shoots, and it deals divine damage to enemies, and then it inflicts burning on the targets. Now, firstly, it does not say what burning does. It does not say how much damage the status burning actually does. That's the first problem. The second problem is it simply says dealing divine damage to enemies. So it doesn't say how much divine damage the ability does. So that's 2 very big omissions of information right there. When considering if you want to take this skill or not, you don't know how much damage it does, and you don't know how much damage the burning does, which is just ridiculous. How can the developers actually design the game like this? It's the same over here. This ability bombards allies surrounding Aviana with a wave of life stream, restoring their HP. It doesn't say how much HP is restored at all. It doesn't say like 10% of your power or 20% of your power or a base amount or nothing like that. So you don't know how much healing the healing spells do. You don't know how much damage the damage spells do, and you don't know how much damage the status elements do. It's really a stupid amount of information that the developers have chosen to not give the player. Here are more skills that literally don't tell you how much damage they do. This one says entangling enemies and dealing divine damage. It doesn't tell you how much divine damage. You can left click, you can right click, nothing actually works. It doesn't show you how much damage. This one as well, dealing divine damage. It doesn't say how much divine damage. It doesn't give you a percentage or a base amount, nothing like that. The same with this one. Concentrates the life stream into a beam, restoring HP to the target and randomly bouncing between allies. It does not tell you how much HP is actually being restored. So really the game is absolutely missing tooltips. Like a massive amount of tooltips are required in this game. And the shocking thing is that the game has been out for a while. Like, let me quickly check Steam to actually see how long it has been out. It's been out since 21 October. So that's a couple of months. That's like 6 or 7 months that the game has been out, and still this has not been implemented, even though it should have been implemented from the beginning. You cannot not tell the player how much damage they are doing or how much healing they are doing. It's simply too inefficient. It's like extremely inefficient. Okay, so I've chosen these skills. Basically, I read a wiki that says that you can't do anything right now, basically. All of these skills are locked, so you need friendly with the Empire, friendly with elves, friendly with damned, friendly with undead hordes. It's the same over here. You need honored with undead, honored with damned, honored with empire, and honored with elven alliance, all of that kind of stuff. You really can't do much right now. All of these stuff are content gated, and you can only unlock them later down the line. So even if I wanted to put 5 points in here, I can't. I literally can't. Even if I have 10 million skill points right now, all of these things are locked and class specific. You can change your class later on, they say, but right now I'm mercenary, and you can't go past mercenary until you play more of the game. So that's pretty irritating, to be honest. But okay, I put 2 in there, 1, 1, and 1. So really right now there's not a lot of stuff you can do. You can't even unlock more spells. Like, you can't unlock any of these spells right now from any of the stuff. This is the only spell that I have somehow, but you can't unlock any of these other spells at all right now. So really, it's a pretty poor start to the game, I think. Like, they don't give you any spells. They give you one spell, like one fucking healing spell, the spell over here, nothing else. So the whole, like, almost class identity is like gone. You know, if you want to make a spellcaster or a sorceress or anything like that, you literally can't. You are literally blocked from doing that. It's just a little bit weird, really, to start a quote-unquote RPG like this, where you can't even form your class identity until later on in the game, when you actually unlock the stuff like class respecking and class specialization and stuff like that. Let me just go see if this fountain can be used again or not. Oh, it can. But okay, let's move on. I basically decided that with the spells, when I can actually unlock the spells, I'm gonna do Unholy and a little bit of Divine just to heal. So that's basically what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna create a Sorceress, or a Witch as they are called in this game, with some Unholy spells and some Divine spells. Here's another fountain. Here comes a boss battle, probably. Sebastian, the old priest serving the Church of Saint Darkchild, looks up from his work to you. He's sorting through children's clothing, all of it clean and well made and marked to be sent to orphanages across the city. He's hardly the monster your contract made him out to be until he snarls at you that he is.
The rat who's been crawling our sewers reveals herself.
You know why I'm here. But your guards don't have to die. Let them go and I'll spare them.
The rat shows me pity. You are unique, I'll give you that.
The priest gestures to the shadows. His guard emerge. You are
Tell
surrounded.
me, to what do I owe this assassination? Feeding these children? Nursing those displaced by the veil? Their young eyes will see much suffering in their lifetimes. Let them start by seeing yours.
Surrounded, trapped. If ever there is a time to draw one sword, it is now. Okay, so that is a paladin. Up to 3 enemies, so that's an area of effect attack. Holy Inspiration. Divine Smite has a 50% chance to inflict Taunted. On the target, this chance is increased to 100% if the target is afflicted by blah blah blah. Grants Motivated. Those guys we already fought, and then this guy is a ranged guy. For some reason I can't see his skills at all. But he's in the back row. So I will first have to deal with these other bastards before I can at all get to him, probably. Let me think. Let's move. Grants 3 morale to Orion. Flanking damage dealt by Orion increased by 80%. Can I give him another sword? Nope. And then her. Passive grants Motivated, blah blah blah. Don't even know what morale does. Morale. Okay, so it increases your power a little bit and your critical chance a little bit. Nothing amazing, to be honest. Let's move them. Every unit in your active squad can be placed in the backline or frontline. Frontline units use their frontline abilities and can be controlled during their turn. However, they can be targeted and defeated. Backline units use their backline ability. They act automatically each turn and cannot be targeted or defeated directly. If all of your frontline units are defeated, the fight is lost. Careful choosing backline and frontline units for your squad. It's an essential part of any battle strategy. Okay, so I can't touch that other guy at all. Let's wait to see what they do.
I call on his holy fury. Walk in his light. I call on his holy fury.
What's this? Restores 25% of max HP and grants regen to the first unit moving over this tile. That's pretty nice. Okay, so I still don't know what that guy is gonna do. I think he's definitely gonna do something, but I don't know what. Okay, let's enter stealth. Enter, and then he shouldn't be able to reach me right now, I don't think. So let's enter.
Mounting an offensive. Pressing the enemy.
Let's wait. I could go stand over there and do the clearing strike. but that means 3 guys are gonna attack me at once, which is a little bit rough. It's a little bit precarious, so let's wait.
Make your stand here. Father, guide my blade.
Mounting an offensive. Wear them down. We will be victorious. On the offensive.
Okay, so I can backstab this guy.
Now you see me. Feel the snake bite!
You're mine.
Oh, she's taunted. That's not good.
It's a good day for a fight.
Feel the snake's bite! Feel my blade bite! I think we're getting good at this!
Okay, we can use the spell ability on myself. And then just end turn, I guess.
I will carve his sword on you.
And she's taunted again.
Die today.
There will be no surrender.
The line must not break.
Okay, so these guys can attack twice if they want to.
Father,
Because they have a red one and a yellow one.
Ori! Something's wrong!
Yeah, we're losing!
No, we are not. Your vision blurs, blah blah blah. No, that's not happening.
Help me!
You blah blah blah.
Impossible! Stand back, fools! All of you, back!
It's a portal! Go! Now!
Why? I'm winning the fight. You and Orion leap through the sweltering heat, blah blah blah. Behind you, the portal closes. Well, that's
From the
stupid.
cosmic tear, you are hurtled bewilderingly forward. Never before had mortal feet touched this soil, nor mortal eyes seen this ancient sight. Sprawling, ancient, longing to be rediscovered. Until now, this is your true home.
That's really stupid. I was winning that fight. Orion follows you as you approach the Forgotten City. At its gates, a word is carved in foreign glyphs. It reads Gillian, which you know means City of Sacred Angels, though you've never been able to read such markings before.
Abandoned and ancient. It could be dwarven.
Mother used to tell stories about such places. It's strangely familiar, like I've been here before. And these glyphs match the glyphs on my armor.
You're worried about your belt, Avi? You just ripped a hole in space. We're lost in some forgotten city. I'm sorry. I just haven't seen you do that since we were kids. It scared me.
I know. I couldn't control it then, but this time was different. Ori, I can't shake the feeling. It was fate. Let's look around, but be on your guard. Just because this place looks abandoned doesn't mean it is.
Your mind races as you explore the landscape. Amongst the rubble you see ghosts of marketplaces, forges, hosts, and families. How incredible it must have been once. Okay, inside the castle. Welcome to the legendary city of Yillian, your home. You will be able to make it your own and upgrade it during your journey across Nevendar. Right now, you have access to the castle and a building of each of the 4 factions. In the faction building, you can recruit units for your army. Once this is done, go to the castle and speak to Orion to start your journey. And I get a bunch of spells. During your journey, you will acquire blueprints. Each acquired blueprint allows you to construct a specific building in Yillian. Each building's construction will require specific resources and gold. Upgrading Yillian is essential as every building will grant powerful benefits. The key benefit is that new buildings allow you to recruit new units for your armies. Okay. The castle is the place to perform a variety of actions, talk with your companions, research new spells for Aviana, research your skills, gather resources from captured buildings in the world, come back regularly, train your companions to increase their level. Okay, talk. We need to talk. A lot of lag there for some reason. Weeks pass. You train tirelessly in the courtyards and under the pavilions, slowly honing your power. By night, you spend your restless hours exploring the castle grounds. One night, tonight, Orion follows you to the giant structure spiraling up from the rubble of this forgotten land. Inside, you discover a great hall enshrining a stone table. Upon it, familiar sight. Okay, apparently. So I don't know why there's nothing being read here, no dialogue. You look down at the sprawling map, dreaming of what this old castle might have been or what it could be. And now there's no dialogue. No dialogue. No dialogue again. No dialogue. No dialogue. No dialogue. No dialogue. No dialogue. No dialogue. Blah blah blah. I don't care. Iviana and Orion start as a neutral faction, but as you progress through your adventure, certain choices impact or worsen your standing with Navendar's factions. The better your standing, the more benefits you reap. Your standing affects the unit you can recruit, the equipment you can use, and the rewards you can earn. It also impacts how certain denizens of Nevendar react to you and how your adventures will end. Choose your alliances wisely. Okay, so what? Must I go somewhere or what? I don't want to go anywhere right now. I want to go back to the castle. Exit, 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 exit. It doesn't want to exit. I'm pressing right click, exit, space, enter, tab, shift, M, C, I, nothing. Doesn't want to let me go out. So I have to choose somewhere to travel, I guess. Dwarves. Home to the elves. Okay, so those are the elves. Necromancers. I don't know. There's no faction called the Necromancers, so I don't know what's going on there. Blah blah blah. This is the Empire, which is the humans. And this one... they don't say. But this one is the Empire, this one is the Elves. This one they don't say, and this one they don't say. So you literally have to be psychic in order to find out what the faction is that's over here and over here. But fortunately, they kind of more or less tell you this is Empire and this is Elves. So I don't know which one to choose, to be honest. I don't know what the benefits of either faction is. You can't see. You're not told what the benefits of either faction is. Like, do the elves have a lot of ranged units? Do the humans have a lot of defensive units? You're not told anything like that, so you just have to assume. It says there at the bottom, difficulty hard, difficulty normal, difficulty easy, difficulty normal. I don't know what impact that would have on the game. Why would choosing one faction over another faction be more difficult? That does not make sense. Why would you have that, like, be more difficult? You know, like, if you think about the game, like, I don't know, what's a good example? Maybe Age of Empires. Why would you make the one race in Age of Empires more difficult than another race in Age of Empires? It just doesn't make sense. So we're gonna choose hard because I like elves. And because we can't go out right now. They're literally forcing me to select one of those four right now. I can't explore my castle anymore, nothing like that.
Hey, Ori, you sure this is the Whitelands? I feel like we made a wrong turn somewhere.
Okay, and the dialogue is back again, fortunately.
This is the Fields of Nod. That is the Whitelands.
Considering this is one of the only known elven strongholds, I just assumed there'd be more, you know, elves?
Just because we can't see them, it doesn't mean they're not close by and watching us.
I know these mountains were home to the Dwarven King Sturmir Thunderhammer, but that's not exactly helpful to us at the moment.
The dwarves called that mountain Geholterat. Galleon's forces stormed it and felled the few dwarves that survived Mortis's attacks. Then here they remained, living in the strongholds of the dead.
That's a bit dark.
I'll say.
Have you heard who leads the people here?
Only rumors. There's an old story about a princess, a baby that the people worship. But I don't even know how elves work. I mean, aren't they born fully formed?
There'll be no alliance so long as the elves are up there and we're down here. Let's climb.
To return to Yillian, Aviana must cast the portal. Press the portal button in the lower left to do so. Note the portals can only be cast outside. They do not work in dungeons or combat. Ah, there's some wood. Blah blah blah. An arrow lands squarely between your feet. Well, I'm on a horse. Then a small troop of ancient elves stands from the tall grass.
The Fields of Nod are the territory of my pack. One more step is a step into your grave.
Yeah, apparently they didn't even bother with the voice sync over there.
Nice of you to give us a warning shot, at least.
I don't care whose territory this is, elf. You shoot at me, I kill you. Simple.
Okay, that one is melee, that one is ranged. So we're gonna have to close the distance very quickly because they have ranged units. I wonder what these are. Deals primal damage equal to 25% of max HP and inflicts burn. Inflicts weakened. Grants resilience. Okay, so there's a bunch of different modifiers that randomly, seemingly randomly spawn on the battlefield. Let's wait and see what they do.
Like an arrow.
Wow, he can run far. Holy tits.
Now you see me. Feel the snake bite!
You're mine. Meet your fate.
When units are defeated, they are sent to the graveyard. To see which units are in the graveyard, interact with the graveyard icon in the upper right corner of the screen. Multiple spells and abilities. Interact with units in the graveyard such as resurrection spells. Be careful, if any units are in the graveyard when the battle ends, they will die.
I'm going.
I'll sneak past them. You mess with Abby, you mess with me!
Face your death. Regret later, act now.
Oh yeah, I gained a level, I need to remember that.
Everyone all right?
I stepped on an arrow, which really hurts. But other than that, yes, we're fine. You?
Elves clearly don't like outsiders. We need to find a way to convince them we mean no harm. In the meantime, don't let your guard down.
500 wood. Some more wood.
Abby.
Everyone run! Get out of the field!
Okay, I don't know what that was. Yeah, apparently we are captured.
It was the flowers in the Fields of Nod. The reason you fell asleep. But then I guess you've already figured that out. The Fields of Nod don't work on elves, but then I guess you've figured that out too.
I'm Aviana of Ilion.
Ah, sorry. It's been a while since I had a cellmate. I'm Cowan, former Chief Assassin for the Elven Alliance. Now, Chief Prisoner.
I was with Orion and some others.
Short, smells like ale, snores like a Dracolich.
That's definitely Ori.
They brought you all in together, but are keeping you separate. Your friends are safe, for now.
The stone is warm, but the air is cold. I assume we're a long way from the Fields of Nod.
No, but the winter winds of the mountains cut through here like a knife. This is an old dwarven outpost carved out by hill giants and yetis in the 6th Epoch. Now my people use it as a prison. Outside is the path up the mountain Gahalderat. Not that it matters.
I feel like I've been out for a year.
I feel I haven't seen the light of the sun or moons in an epoch. But it's safe to say you've been here a long time, yes?
We've been imprisoned for trespassing. What's your story?
High treason. Which sounds dramatic. And it is.
Well, my whole journey started because I almost killed the head of a church, and now I'm a famous criminal across the Empire. There must be a way out.
Why would you want to leave?
I rode from the city of Ilion. We're here to form an alliance with the Elven clans.
I'd say you're off to a rocky start. Still, you look stubborn and I'm feeling generous. Let me help. Morok key. No dwarven door can remain close to it, even a cell door. I once planned to use it, but there's the small matter of the army of guards.
You'd give it to me?
Either you die, in which case the Morok was of no worth anyway, or you live, in which case it served its purpose.
You know a lot about the elves. You mind if I ask some questions?
As it should happen, I have nothing but time.
The Whitelands must have a leader.
My people bend their knee to the Twin Elders, Lariel and Monwian. But the Whitelands are governed by a woman named Ormariel.
Ormariel, got it. I was hoping we could talk about the history of the Elven clans.
We're the oldest race in Nevendar. How much time do you have? But seriously, our people were formed by the god Galleon in the Epoch of Nirengar, the Epoch of Inception. We ruled for thousands of generations. Dynasties rose and fell, but always the elves remained. Until the Schism. When Galleon died, my people split in two. The noble elves retreated into the world of men. Pathetic. All of them. Others, like myself, remained true elves. They call us feral. It's a slur I wear with pride.
This is Dwarven territory. I wasn't expecting this to be an Elven stronghold.
Which is precisely why it is. My people fight for the land stolen by the Empire, for the lives taken by the Legion, and for the souls fouled by Mortis. Until we can take back what is ours, we take whatever we must to survive.
There are other things to discuss. When I get out of here, I'm going to need to stay away from the Fields of Naught.
Then head north. Though scaling the ranges to Strong Peak is no less treacherous. It's where the leader of the Whitelands resides.
Thanks for the key, Cowan, but I have to go.
If you do intend to befriend my people, you'll need to do so through their leader, a chieftain named Ormariel, held at Strong Peak.
Held?
As is true of all of us, she is a captive. When you see her, give her this for me. Let her know Cowan pledges himself. Go wisely, Aviana.
Will do. Now, to teach a bunch of guards a lesson, if you'll excuse me.
No, I don't understand. Why isn't he coming with me? If he gave me a key to open the door, we can just open his door as well. So that doesn't make any sense. Your adventure continues as you progress. You'll acquire multiple quests like this one. You can track all quests you have acquired in Quest Journal, reach through the main menu. Quests are separated into 3 categories: main, side, and companion quests.
If it's your freedom you're after, I don't think you'll find it here.
Thanks for the key, Cowan, but I...
Okay, so they don't allow me to release him, which doesn't make any sense.
You're a sight for sore eyes.
I was about to say the same thing. You all right?
Oh, don't worry about me. The gruel was delicious, and I managed to pinch this from one of the guards.
Elven wine?
The next best thing, I overheard them saying it's a potion to protect against the Fields of Naught. Just a sip would do.
Great work. Now, what do you say to getting out of here? I have a plan. We head for Strong Peak and meet an elf named Ormariel. Apparently, she's the leader of the elves here.
I've said it before, and I'll say it again. Lead the way.
Yeah, so we unlock his cell with a key, but not his cell. Once again, the unvoiced speaking there at the side. Not a fan of that. Not a fan of the fact that you can't turn the camera at all in the game. There's just so many things really that I don't know why the developers even didn't think about that. I mean, it's really irritating not being able to change the camera angle and those kind of stuff. We can open all of these cells, but not that other guy's cell. And there's like nothing to loot. I mean, the game just feels very empty. Like, if you think about the overworld where we were just a while ago, it also feels very empty. This entire area has one chest, literally one chest. I mean, what the hell is the use of having this whole cave just having one chest in it? Doesn't make a lot of sense. Okay, these guys are melee, so we will move backwards a little bit. I also don't like this loading screen each time. Okay, so they're gonna wait.
Feel my blades bite! Now you see me?
Like I said, I also hate the movement system. Like in good games, you can move to there, and then after that you can move anywhere you want, because the one movement point that you have, the one blue movement point that you have, gives you a set amount of movement. So it either gives you, like in this case, 4 movement points, so 1 2 3 4, or 1 2 3 4, or 1 2 3 4, anything like that. You can move 4 spaces with 1 movement point in good games. In this game, you can only move 1 or 2 or 3 or 4. You have to make that choice beforehand. You cannot move 1 and then 1 and then 1 and then 1. That would take 4 movement action points, which is just ridiculous. So the movement system in this game is also very lackluster, to be honest.
Moving.
Into battle.
Okay, now he's going up above, which is something that I didn't want him to do. I wanted him to go down.
You mess with Abby, you mess with me! You mess with Abby, you mess with me!
Let's move. Stand down.
Galorian Mac. Quick but painful.
Flanking system is also bad, like I said. This guy right now should be flanked, but he is not. Flanking literally only works across. So if you have a guy there and a guy there, then this guy will be flanked. But if you have like a guy there and a guy there and a guy there, then this guy will not be flanked because he's not flanked across like that. So 2 guys can flank this guy, but 3 guys placed over there cannot flank the guy, and that simply does not make sense. It's not logical. So do we want to kill that guy? I guess we do.
Feel the snake bite! I think we're getting good at this! You mess with Abby, you mess with me!
Galleon watches.
Let's move. You're mine.
Feel the snake bite! Feel my blade bite!
Let's have a look at my level up that I got. I think, yeah, the level ups don't give you anything to spend over here, you can't spend on HP or nothing like that. You can literally just spend one skill tree point, and that's a little bit lackluster, to be honest. I really would have preferred to be able to you know, spend on strength and dexterity and, you know, stuff like that. I mean, this is supposed to be a role-playing game, and yet you can't spend anything on stats. You literally just get one skill point, and that's it. You know, that's very little in the way of character progression. And also the fact that there's no... Okay, you have to press shift. I almost wanted to say there's no item comparison, but apparently you have to press and hold shift before the item comparison comes up, which is something that I don't like. I like it to be automatic. And then let's see, what can we equip for him? Where's your sword? Why don't you have a sword anymore? That's idiotic. He's supposed to have a sword. Sword was unequipped for some reason. But yeah, guys, I don't know. I don't know, guys. I'm not a fan of this game, to be honest. It's $40, and then there's for $50 pay-to-win DLC, as I said, where you get skill points, which is obviously pay-to-win. You get items, you get this incredibly powerful staff and this hilariously powerful sword. 2, you also get pay-to-win armor in the form of these 2. I don't like the fact that you can't give your companions anything except a sword and a crystal. I would have liked it if you could give your companions armor the same way that you can equip yourself with armor. So that's a pretty big letdown, to be honest. This is supposed to be a CRPG or a party RPG. You're supposed to be able to equip your entire party. If you think about a game like Divinity Original Sin, or XCOM 2 or XCOM 1, anything like that, you are able to equip your entire party, but apparently not in this game. I don't like that. I don't like the fact that you can't choose your character at the beginning. You can't choose your class at the beginning. There's no character progression other than getting one skill point every level up. There's no character customization. I mean, this is supposed to be an RPG, and I'm just seeing a lot of RPG elements that are usually in games not present in this game. It's really a little bit disappointing. And then, of course, there's also the many problems with the spell system. Like, you don't get any spells at the beginning, except this one. Like, no spells. So, for the first, I don't know, 2, 3, 4, 5 hours of the game, you cannot be a spellcaster character. So, you're literally forced to fight with melee, a sword, basically. There's no spellcasting in the first couple of hours in the game. Later on, you will unlock all of this other stuff, blazing rays and cloaking haze and fireball and all of that stuff, but that's much later down the line. You don't get any spellcasting at the beginning, which really destroys the class fantasy, I guess I could say. You know, I want to make my character a spellcaster, but they don't allow you to do that at the beginning. Perhaps later on you can become a spellcaster, but at the beginning you're literally forced for the first couple of hours of the game to play the way that they want you to play, and which is obviously a melee character. So the class fantasy goes down the drain very quickly. Then on top of that, the fact that they don't specify anything when it comes to the spells is a giant problem. Like the spell Blazing Rage, how much damage does it do? It simply says deals primal damage. It doesn't say how much primal damage at all. The same with the healing spells. If you go over here to the healing spells, where was that one? Well, even this damage one, it says deals damage, divine damage to enemies, but it doesn't say how much damage. The same with burning, the burning status. It says it inflicts burning on targets, but it doesn't say what burning actually does. Does it do 5% of their total health per turn, 10%, or does it do a base amount of damage per turn? It doesn't say. It doesn't even say how long the status will last. So usually it will say, okay, it will last 2 turns or 3 turns. Here it does not say at all how long the status will last. As well, over here it says bombards allies surrounding Aviana with a wave of life stream, restoring their HP. It doesn't say how much HP is restored at all, which is just ridiculous. It also doesn't say if it heals herself as well, because usually it would say bombards allies surrounding Aviana and herself with a wave of life stream, something like that. So if I'm reading the spell correctly, it doesn't even heal herself, which doesn't make a lot of sense. If you think about an area of effect spell, how does it affect everyone around you but not yourself? It's a bloody area of effect spell, you know? So the fact that it doesn't tell you how much it heals, doesn't tell you how much damage it does, doesn't tell you how much damage the burning status does, doesn't tell you how long the status lasts. It's just a massive amount of information that is being withheld from the player unnecessarily. It's completely unnecessary. It's really insane that they don't tell you how long the stuff lasts. And then on top of that, the massive amount of shoehorning that is going on in the skill tree. Like, you can't put any skills on any of these abilities. Nothing there. Like, you are so limited with the amount of abilities that you can actually put skills on. Like, all of these are gated behind being friendly with the Empire, friendly with the Elves, friendly with the Legion, friendly with the Undead. Like, it's ridiculous. I've never seen a skill tree where you have to be friendly or have a good reputation with a specific faction before you can improve yourself, before you can spend skill points on yourself. It just doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Like, what is stopping her from spending, like, getting more powerful in this skill tree, in this line over here, other than having a reputation with the Empire? It just doesn't make sense. Like, logically, it doesn't make sense. In the world of RPG, it doesn't make sense. So, I don't know, guys. The game has so much wrong with it, and I can totally understand that there's going to be problems with the game, considering that this is the first type of this kind of game that the developers have made. I can totally understand that. Like I said, you can consider it to be the same as like Divinity Original Sin 1 had some problems, but in Divinity Original Sin 2, they fixed a lot of those problems because the developers learned from their first game. So I can totally understand if there were some not very obvious problems in this game, but there are so many very blatant issues in this game. Like, even if you are a first-time RPG game developer, you would not make mistakes like this, where you don't even show the damage of a spell, or you don't show how much healing a spell does, or you don't show the duration of the status ailments on the spell. It just is ridiculous, to be honest. And I just find it so funny that they show you here your character's preview with a sword and magic. Like, I can't do any magic. Like, literally, I can't. What is this? I can't do the spell. I can't use any magic. It's just ridiculous, really. And on top of that, like I said, the game does not have any visual impaired stuff, like if you have colorblind. If you are colorblind, there's no colorblind options, and it's really quite important. People don't realize how important it is to have colorblind assistance, I guess I can say, in a game, colorblind options, especially if you're going to do this kind of system with the green to indicate if the item is better than another one. A colorblind person can't see that. They can't see the green. A colorblind person can't see the purple, can't see the orange, nothing like that. Like, depending on what kind of colorblind you are, you can't see any of that. So it's just really a big fuck you to people who are colorblind, and a lot of people are colorblind, really. I know a couple of people who are colorblind. So just really, the devs don't care about colorblind people. They don't care about making a game where they actually show you what damage you are doing and what healing you are doing. It's just really lazy. It's extremely lazy. And on top of that, like I said, the game is pay to win. You can literally pay to get skill points, and you can pay to get purple, very overpowered for the beginning gear. So I don't know, guys, I really can't recommend this game. It's $40, which is approaching AAA levels of game, and the game is simply not even a AA game, really. It's not AAA, obviously, and I don't even think it's AA, yet it's asking a AA price. So yeah, I just really cannot recommend the game. As always, guys, it would be appreciated if you guys could head over to nexus.gg/LFP Gaming. If you're gonna buy any games on Steam, it would be really appreciated if you guys could use that link. You still get a Steam key directly from the developers, but the developers get 30% more of your money, and I get like 5% or something like that. So it's a good way to support the channel, and it doesn't cost you anything extra at all. So yeah, guys, that's pretty much it. Unfortunately, I cannot recommend this game. There's simply too much wrong with the game. When you compare it to a game like XCOM 2, which is fantastic, or Divinity Original Sin 2, which is fantastic, or what's that other game? Wastelanders? The Deadland, what's that game? Let me have a look. Wasteland 3, that's another fantastic TRPG, CRPG. So if you're looking for a very good TRPG or CRPG, Wasteland 3 is brilliant, Divinity Original Sin 2 is brilliant, XCOM 2 is brilliant. This game, unfortunately, is not very good, and certainly not worth $40, unfortunately. So yeah, guys, that's it. Thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.